Welcome, everyone. This is Coaching in Session. My name is Michael Rearden, and I will be your mindset coach today. And today we're going to be talking about health coaching and so much more. But today we're going to have a unique approach to when it comes to looking at our health. Because in a sense, the health that we have today is going to be a testament of the life that we have chose to live. Now, sometimes you might haphazardly go along the path of life, especially when it comes to women. If you're a mom, if you are a businesswoman, if you are a person who has become so busy where you have neglected your health, it's not just age anymore. So we can focus on the things that our brain is giving us forefront. We have to enhance our career. We have to be there for our family. Whatever aspect it is to you, it's not worth to sacrifice your health, because I always say, if you want to make changes in your life, or to be that proponent that makes everything around you better, you have to be your A1 self. You have to figure out what you need to do in order to fill your cup up to make sure that you're at peak optimal condition. But yet we find ourselves always at just enough or barely scraping by. Those negative things that can happen in our life can lead to depression, unhappiness. It can lead to self-doubt. Many negative feelings can come. But yet, if we focus on our health, our nutrition, creating special habits for ourselves or daily habits for ourselves, things start to line up a bit more properly. What happens next is we find ourselves more full of energy and exuberance, more fulfilled. We have less issues in our day, but that is not going to be forefront to the work that we have to do, to the accountability we have to take. And today is going to be a journey of health, of learning how to not only get there, but to make sure that we are going to be in a mindset that's going to make it a longevity aspect also. Health is not only a number that we get to or a dress size that we fit into for a certain special event. It becomes our daily routine. For many individuals, especially for women, it can be difficult for them to get in shape and to change their circumstance because time is the enemy. We don't have enough time. But today we're going to be looking at how we can find more time in our day, how we can prioritize ourselves, and the benefits that we get with my guest, Courtney Adams. Welcome, Courtney Adams, to Coaching in Session. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks so much for coming on. Today, I have you on as a health coach, but you're no regular health coach because the aspect that you come with health coaching is different than many other people. We're just going to think about a health coach as someone's going to help with my nutrition and my fitness, my overall health. But sometimes the body is not going to make it easy. Sometimes the body is going to act against itself. Sometimes the body is going to be our worst enemy. But we need to know our enemies. We need to know ourselves. And the work that you do is going to be looking at the difficulties that can make a person become healthy, maybe not only in the body, but also in the mind. In your own words, can you tell the world who you are, what you do, and how you help?
Yes. Thank you for having me. My name's Courtney, and I started a coaching program after I went through a lot of health issues and just frustration, my body fighting against itself. My program is called Level Up with Courtney. And I've just seen industry of fitness. It's always count your calories, do this, do that. And I did all those things. And I hear so many women saying, I've done it all. I've done all the fads. I've tried all the easy fixes. I go to the gym. I eat right. And nothing was happening for them. And going through having autoimmune, PCOS, insulin resistance, depression, and you just get frustrated. I got the tools from a coach, and now I want to help other women. You have to, I wouldn't say put in more work, just different work. Different tools are given. Women a lot of times can't just do cardio. A lot of research now has shown weightlifting is more for women. It doesn't mess with our hormones and things like that. Have just started reaching into the network of just helping women understand their body, what they're going through, and the right tools to actually get the results that they're wanting. Not only weight loss, but healing their gut, helping with brain fog, energy, getting their life back. Kind of like my kids said, they're like, we got our mom back. because I couldn't enjoy anything. I couldn't enjoy vacations. And now I can do whatever I have 3 boys I got to keep up with, and I can do whatever they're wanting to do. And before I couldn't. So just helping women get their life back.
The name of your program is called Level Up, and the program can be called necessarily anything that's going to be boosting an individual. But when we look at the mindset of leveling, upgrading ourselves, it is something that we do have to look at, because some people, they might accept where they are. They might say, my circumstance, I accept where I am. I don't have to change. I don't have to level up. I am perfect just the way I am. But the aspect of leveling up is changing our situation, our circumstance, who we are. Why level up?
I think because when I started my own journey with health, I noticed such a change in my whole life, not just in the fitness part, but in the mindset. I was a people pleaser. I very much wanted to get everybody's approval, and it held me back in so much of my life. So I feel like, honestly, when I started this wellness journey, it is all mindset. I mean, if your mindset is set where it needs to be, your body can pretty much do whatever it needs to do. When I was trying to think of a name, I looked back on my own journey, just all aboard, like what happened. Everything grew. The business that I was in at the time grew. I mean, everything just changed. My home life, it just seemed like my life was leveling up just from taking those small steps each day and the small habits that built what I do every day. It started out with small little things and then just building on those.
I love the aspect of leveling up. It's just sometimes when you tell a person they have to change, it's just like, why do I have to change? I'm okay where I am. And sometimes people, they don't see it. They just see the problems that they have in their life, and the world should change and not themselves. The world needs to level down instead of me leveling up. This is the mentality of many individuals. Do you find that that is going to be the case in some of the clients that you speak with, that you work with, some of the people that you interact with in the world, where their circumstance is going to be bigger than their responsibility to change it?
I definitely think that is an issue. Even if like women come to me and they do want results, a lot of the time they don't realize what's going to have to be put in for that. Again, I think that goes back to mindset coaching and really just letting them know these are the things. If you want this result, I do think with wellness coaching, you're not going to get people coming to you that aren't looking for results either. The people that are set in their ways, that they don't want to level up, they're fine where they're at. I'm sure over time I will get more messages. I get messages every once in a while about loving everybody where they are. And that's not what you should. Love everybody where they are. But that is not my point in this. It is, I was a depressed mom. I functioned every day. I homeschool my kids, but I wasn't living. So my mission is more for those that aren't happy where they are, that want that in their life and not really going to make the excuses, because we all have them. Like we all have, I don't have enough time in the day. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't know how you do it, but we all have the same amount of time in the day. We all can do this if we want to. But I think if the mindset's not there, it's going to be hard for anybody to change. And until you hit that, I think you're just like hitting a wall with somebody. But yeah, I definitely think that obviously there's a lot of that out there of love me where I'm at. I like how I am. I don't need to change. And that's fine. They just wouldn't fit in with my program.
But it's so funny, though, how individuals, they give themselves this obstacle, because it's almost like the acceptance where we do have to accept where we are so we can change where we are. We have to look at our situation. We just can't pretend any longer. If our health is not good, typically people, they don't do anything until they get a doctor's note. The doctor finally says, hey, like you need to figure something out. If you don't, you're at risk for diabetes, et cetera, right? So now we're scaring the individual. We have a big T trauma. People will wait for these moments of depression, for trauma to finally start to make some changes. However, there is an aspect to education where we can do things before things bad that happen in our life. Prevention. Oh, you're going to work out, you're going to eat healthy. These are going to be preventative measures, not until the point where it's just like we get that bad news. And health coaching should be that. It should be more of, well, let's not just fix you because you are at a point where you can no longer treat yourself so poorly, but also let's educate you before something like this happens. So there's two paths that we can go on. We can go on the path of education, or we can go on the path of fixing someone who has finally got to that point, that brink where they need to survive or they're not happy and they want to make some changes. Which path do you want to go on?
I would prefer the preventative. I've already been down the other.
Yeah, let's do the preventative, right? What do people have to do to prevent big problems from happening in their life? What are some essential steps?
First of all, I think it starts out with small habits every day. I'm big on keeping a schedule, and then you do the things that you're supposed to. I believe that you should get up at the same time every day, and that's something small that you can be disciplined in. I think it teaches discipline in wellness. You have to have it. I'm big on nutrition. I think our food is what is causing most of our problems. So knowing what food you need to eat, I think it's important that they know their macros if they have any food intolerances. And then I also think, especially for women, I know this sounds crazy because we give our kids bedtimes, but women should honestly go to bed before 10 o'clock. It messes with our hormones. Our hormones are made in our adrenals. And if they're not working properly, our hormones are going to be off. And then obviously moving every day, getting outside, getting vitamin D, one that helps with any depression issues and just our immune system. Just small things like that. Mine for me was getting up at the same time every day, having a morning routine, having a nighttime routine, knowing what to fuel my body with, not just food, and learning that food is not here for our entertainment. It is to fuel our body. And I think so much we look at it as entertainment. And then just exercising. Exercising balances our hormones. It increases our serotonin. Really, I mean, just taking care of ourselves. I think especially for women, I think we put ourselves on the back burner a lot, especially if we have children. And I have learned over the years, having small children, now mine are older, but like when I had small children, I felt guilty going and taking care of myself. But honestly, we're doing our children a disadvantage if we're not taking care of ourselves. If I could go back 10 years before I started having health issues, I would totally tell myself, get up at the same time every day, go to bed around the same time, eat 3 meals a day. Starving yourself is not normal, and go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. I definitely wouldn't have the health issues that I've had the last 5 or 6 years. So definitely preventative. I'm with everything preventative. It's just so many of us are already past that point.
What were some of the first things that you noticed when you started to implement these strategies in your life, the small habits, the nutrition, and then also giving yourself a bedtime? Were you overly more happy, more energetic? You started to fulfill the things you wanted to do in your day. Maybe you felt lethargic before and you couldn't do the things that you loved. I know you said you felt guilty sometimes with the boys, where if you were always putting someone first and you're putting yourself last, it's like you couldn't be your true authentic self. You couldn't be there for them 100%. What were some of the initial changes that you saw in your life, and then maybe even going a step further, what you initially see in your clients' lives?
For myself, it was energy, not as snappy, and definitely accomplished because I had a lot more time in the day than I realized. And just overall, like not saying no. I wasn't saying no to things because I was tired or having to take a nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just, I mean, overall, I guess really feeling accomplished and that I could do things with other people and that there really is 24 hours in a day. And on the physical side, I wasn't swollen all the time and bloated and miserable and achy, like my body ached all the time. And main thing for me was migraines. I have been diagnosed with pseudotumor, which means my brain reacts like it has a tumor, but it doesn't. So I constantly had migraines behind my eyes. Like it was there 24/7. Those went away. Like that's a huge thing, but just the little things, it didn't happen all at once, but those were in the beginning, what I started seeing probably in the first couple months. With my clients, it's energy. That's the first thing I get back. No brain fog, energy. A lot of women come to me with autoimmune. So like no pain from fibro Usually within the first month, I get reports back, especially no energy, no pain.
The energy aspect is huge, though, because people don't realize how much they can do in their day. And it's so funny when people they say they don't have time. They don't have time to meal prep. They don't have time to go to the gym. They don't have time for their health. And it's always fascinating to me when I even work with individuals more so on the mindset side, and we write out their 24-hour time block because they say they're so busy. They don't have any time. I say, okay, sure, let's find a little bit of time. And the moment we write out our time block, it's empty with all of these spaces that we don't even know are there because our day is just usurped by things that might not be as beneficial to us. Maybe it be we spend a lot of time on our smartphone, or we spend a lot of time hanging out with friends who don't necessarily bring about good prosperity in our life, because health is not so much of only an individual thing, it becomes a community thing also. If the family is unhealthy, then it's going to be easier for the individual to be unhealthy, or friends. I wanted to get into the conversation of, because you do have a family. Was it difficult for you to do it by yourself, or did you make it a community effort where everyone came together and we said, okay, let's start to live life more full of energy with strong habits, to start small, build up to the big ones, and then we can get to that accomplished aspect?
It started out with just me wanting to take control of my health. And then slowly my husband was right there. And then my kids all of a sudden were, I want a gym membership. I want to go. Now we have a gym in our garage. So it spread into the family. But in the beginning, it was just me. Now they still ate the same food that I did. But now we're all on a schedule. My kids kind of go off a block schedule. They're older. I have 13, 14, and 19. But we all operate. We're all not as snappy, not as grouchy. I realized that I need to eat on a schedule. Well, my kids needed to as well. They need more snacks than I do. They need protein bars in between and things like that. But looking back, I haven't really thought about it till you said something, but we've all kind of made different changes into do that to show my boys, like, the way the world sees health is not necessarily health. As long as you're healthy, and our mindset is, my boys were always, I don't want to do that. So like, I don't hear that as much anymore. Their mindset is switching. Just seeing that, kind of thinking back about it now, it affects the whole family, and it affects your friendships and everything else, because you start setting boundaries as well. Yeah. Looking back, it does. It spreads, which is beneficial for the whole family.
Yeah, no, I read a study a couple months back about how, like, in the family, the husband, the wife, and then the kids, the wife is maybe, if not the most crucial component to the family's health. If the wife is out of shape, there's a good probability that the kids and the husband are going to be out of shape also. And it's not only about six pack abs. I'm talking about people. I'm not talking about just, looking like supermodels and stuff like that. I'm talking about overall health and nutrition, right? Knowing what type of macros that you're putting into your body, being energetic, all this is going to be health. Yet we have that stereotype of health. Oh, I have to look this way. I have to be able to fit into a size one. I mean, it could be a bit daunting because now people have this idea of what health is, yet health can be many different things. I find that health is very similar to success. You decide what success is for you. Some people think success is being a stay-at-home mom. Some people think success is being a one family income earning household, and that's success because then the wife can stay at home, take care of the kids. Some people think success is having a garage full of sports cars. Some people think success is going all around the world and being able to travel and not have to worry about money. But some people think success is living in the cabins with just a cat or a dog and being perfectly happy where they are. Success can be so different. And health is very similar because people will say, I need different levels of health. And sometimes that can change with our age, especially if we have children. That can change also because when our kids are more active, we're running around with them, health becomes important. But then at some point, maybe the kids leave the house and now health is not a priority anymore. We don't have to chase after our babies. They are grown, they have fled the nest, and now we are just kind of here to do whatever we want again. But yet, health is typically not the priority. When we look at health as it is versus success, how can a person know that they're truly healthy?
For me and what I talk to my clients at first, I find out my clients' goals, but looking at them and myself, I think it's when you can live again, when you do notice you have more energy, when you can go skiing with your kids. I literally went on a skiing trip with my kids and couldn't go. I sat in the hotel room. So like when you can do those things, when you can go outside and play horse with your son because used to you couldn't, when you have the energy, sometimes just to get out of bed, I feel like that's health. I never really look at a number on a scale because I think that holds way too much value to us sometimes. I think it's when you realize you can move a table without help because you're getting stronger. And then on the other side, when you go and get your blood work done and it's like, wow, I'm really improving. My thyroid looks good. My insulin looks good. My cholesterol looks good. Obviously, that's signs of health. But just on the outside, it's not so much the number on the scale or whatever. It's, are you living or are you functioning? I mean, that's how I look back. Are you able to do the things that you want to do with your family? Or are you just getting by through the day and just like, can I go to bed? So I think just getting your life back and honestly living.
This is interesting because even though we have this aspect of what health is for us, it's always like everyone has to have a say in what healthy is for us. The story I think about is Adele. When Adele first came out, she was a bigger sized lady, and throughout the years, she has made huge changes in her appearance. And many people, they argue of why did you change so much? Why are you so thin now? Because it also gives them, I guess, a pushing component that they should change too. But Adele didn't change for anyone but herself. And people don't realize that people change because they want to change versus society says, oh, you're too big. Oh, you're this way. Oh, you should weigh this much. It's a decision they have to make for themselves. And many people, they pass that to someone else. They say, oh, well, this person wants me to be this, not me. I'm giving my power away. And this is where empowerment comes in, because what happens often in our society is we are so quick to relinquish our power and our potential. We have the ability to do so many amazing things, yet we maybe settle for less. We don't want to push ourselves too far away from the crowd, our community, because we don't want to be outcasted. We don't want to be that person that is changing our circumstance and then, in a sense, to the other people who are staying static, being better than that. Now we are fighting this battle of we want good health, we want all of these good things, we want these accomplishments, but there's that outside factor of maybe poor friends, not so much family, but it could be family. There is an aspect to health in that regard, because now people are starting to say, well, I want these good things that, Courtney is having in her life: more energy, more stability, loving her family once more, loving herself again, right? This is powerful. Yet there can be something that stops them, sometimes themselves, sometimes other individuals in society. Health should be, as you said, something that you would choose for yourself. And you're the only person who can say that. If you can go back to your early days, right? Those moments when you felt depressed, when you felt like you didn't have the energy, when you were having the migraines, what's some advice that you would say or give to yourself? Because it would be very similar, I'm sure, to the advice you give your clients today.
I would probably, there comes a time, I guess, in mindset, and I know people coach different ways. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get up, do what you need to do, and make the changes, because you're not going to feel better until you take those steps. Maybe not that harsh, but just you can either choose to stay here and live this way because you're making no changes, but you expect a different outcome, or you can make the changes and get your life back. And I think when you get to that point when you're like, okay, I'm ready, but there's so much information out there and you're like, well, where do I start? Do I do this? Do I do that? This internet says this says this. And then you're just like, forget it. I'm back here. So I think I would say just start, just get up, because you doing this over and over each day is not improving your life. And just stop making excuses. Because honestly, when it comes down to it, that's what I was doing in my mind. I'm depressed. I have migraines. I don't feel good. I need a nap. Well, I homeschool my kids. I work from home. I don't have time. They're all excuses. And I think it's just getting out of the mindset of that thought process and being like, I've got to take control of my life. You think you're in control back here. Kind of like I went from history of eating disorder and treatment to eating my feelings. And it's always about controlling your mind. But at the same time, you're not controlling anything. You take control when you stop making excuses and you take the steps to better your life. So I think I would say stop making the excuses. Simple and short, stop making the excuses. You're not going to change if you don't change.
I love the aspect of coaching because coaching is individualized to everyone. And I like to think of it as sugar and spice. And this is a concept that I really paid attention to when I was doing my internship for me becoming a teacher years back now. And there was a kindergarten teacher, and she looked and she sounded so sweet, and it was just like magical, like loved to be in her class. But then she always had this spicy side to her, right? If someone was doing the wrong thing, the kids were carrying scissors upright or something, she would stop the whole show. It's like, oh, we're not doing this. Now it's just spicy, right? And it was so interesting to see the mix. It was a perfect blend. And in a sense, we do have to love and accept ourselves, but then we also have to hold ourselves accountable. We can't let the excuses run rampant in our life. And this is where a coach is there to hold their client accountable. Like, hey, I understand. I've been there. That is so relatable versus someone who's like, yeah, my life is perfect. I had a perfect life. I'm just helping people get a perfect life like me. I'm so perfect. That is more unrealistic, and it was more difficult for a client to see that, okay, this is the beginning, this is the end, right? When you can be a testament of that. And I love coaches who can walk the walk and talk the talk versus like, yeah, I'm a fitness trainer, but I don't really work out or anything. I just like fitness. It's more of not only your passion, but your lifestyle. And the conversation that we had today is creating that lifestyle of better health, better wellness, and then figuring out what you need to do in order to get the life that you are looking at. Because at some point, we have to stop making excuses and start to take responsibility. As we begin and wrap up, I would love for you to share with us with some final words or thoughts, and then for you to tell the audience where they can find you.
Yes. Final thoughts is just get your life back. Like the years I wasted, whatever it is, yes, it takes investment in money, time, whatever it is, you get your life back. I say get your life back. You start living, because if you never had control of your health, you've probably never really lived to your full potential. It opens up so many doors for you in all areas of your life, relationships, work, like every area of my life has leveled up when I took control of my health. And to me, that's health. Health is our body, our sickness, our immune system, everything, but it's also our relationship, our work, our environment. Get out of the mindset of poor, pitiful me, because I was there. I walked that walk for years. Get out of that and take control of your life, because right now it's not control. And just get started. Find a coach that you do connect with, and just go for it. Go all in. No excuses. Don't say, well, I'll start on Monday. Do it now. Don't wait till Monday. Don't wait till the 1st. Don't, just do it now, and just stop with excuses. That's my advice, because I did it for so many years. But you can find me on Instagram, Level Up with Courtney. I have a page on there, and then I also have a website that's levelupwithcourtney.net.
Perfect. And I'll make it easy for everyone. All the links are going to be in the description box below so people can easily find you, follow you on Instagram, and then learn more about your story and how you help individuals get control of their life back. Because at some point in our life, we have to stop making excuses and we have to start living truly to what we want in our life. Because you might have gone down a path for so long, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can't turn back, or it doesn't mean you can't change where you're going. You are not stuck. And if you feel stuck, this is when you need to make sure you equip yourself with a coach, a mentor, a guide, someone who's going to help you along the way. It is easier when you do it with two. If you do it with a community, even better. But the best place I have found to start if you want to make some changes in your life is to get someone who is going to be that partner for you to enhance your life, get more energy, and find an overall wellness and happiness. Maybe it might be a new feeling, but that feeling is going to be something that you should be proud of and you should be looking at or looking for each and every day. I want to thank you so much, Courtney, for coming on, spending some time with us, and talking about your work. All right, everyone. I'd like to thank you so much for watching that interview of Courtney Adams and myself. What went on in that episode is we were able to speak with a coach who's helping individuals get back to better health, especially focusing on women who are struggling, because it can be a struggle. I know if you're a mom, I know if you are a busy entrepreneur, sometimes you will take your health for granted until it is broken. And you're not alone. The world does it. Men do it, where we would focus on maybe making money, focus on different aspect of survival, and then health is going to be that second proponent. But when we look at health, if we are the best health we can be, the best person we can be, imagine what we can accomplish. Most people, they want to do the things in their day that are going to help propel them to fulfillment, to more of a feeling of prosperity in their life, but yet they don't have the energy. Think of a car, right? You have a very fast car, and your car is like, yeah, I'm super fast. And it wants to race. It wants to speed on the highway. Hopefully the cops don't catch you. But this is going to be the aspect of our life. We have this sports car. We have this wonderful vehicle that can get us to any location that we want to, or the dreams that we have in our mind. But we don't give it the right fuel. We give it maybe regular. Maybe you're putting diesel in the gas car. I mean, we have all of these issues. We need to start to make some changes, because if we want to get to the best spots in life, we have to give ourselves the best tools, the best fuel, the best mindset. And this is to say that you can do this. It is also to say, when are you going to do this? Most people, they wait. We talked about it in the episode. They wait until that bad moment. They wait for that trauma to happen in their life. They wait for things to be so broken where they're like, I need to make some changes. Now, this is just a natural thing for the body, right? Because if it's not broke, don't fix it, they say. But yet, a car, using that same analogy, you get oil changes, you get fluid drain and fills, you get tire rotations or new tires or whatever. You don't wait until your tire pops until you get a new tire. You do the preventative measures. And in our life, we have to do those preventative measures. When we go in and we get our blood work, that is going to be a preventative measure, because we get to learn what our body is, what is lacking, what we need to stop doing, and what we need to start doing is all there. But yet, many people, they wait. And this waiting is actually more harmful than us saying, let's take responsibility. Because I know the fear aspect can be scary, and you might say, well, I don't want to do it. It's going to be scary. Sometimes the moments in your life, or the moments that you have to walk toward, are going to be scary. They're going to be unknown. They're going to be daunting. But yet you figure out how to come out on the other end. And when you do it, that's when you feel empowered. Many people think empowered is just accepting where you are. Okay? But what if where you are is not where you need to be, or where you should be? Should you accept that? And the answer is no. Yes, there is an aspect of appreciating where you are and appreciating your journey. But if you were destined to be someone great, if you were destined to change the world and your life and your family, why are you not walking toward it? Why are you giving yourself this obstacle of yourself? Why are you giving yourself these false realities, maybe even a lie that is not true to what you really truly want? A bit can be from society. A bit can be from that you don't want to bring this into priority, into front of your mind. But a lot of it is going to come from the fear of change. But yet when you change, you're not so much changing yourself for the wrong reasons. You're changing yourself because you want to. And only you get to truly say that you want to change. A person cannot change you, but you get to change yourself. And I encourage everyone who's listening, you could be male, female, whoever, whatever. Take some time and figure out what you want. What type of life do you want? I know when I was speaking with my parents and when I first started to have my kids, I would say, hey, do you want to be able to run after them and play with them when they're, little kids, 7, 8, 9? Or do you want to just be someone who's kind of like, oh, I can't even walk up the stairs? They said they want to be able to run after them. They want to be able to enjoy life again. And at some point, we sacrifice our health for the betterment of our family. But then at some point, we should be reminded that for the betterment of our family, we need to continue to be in the best shape possible. And this brings about new joy. This brings about new found abilities that you might not have thought for yourself, because age is just a number. The weight on the scale is just a number. What you truly feel is what we should be looking at when it comes to health. And if you do not feel healthy, if you do not feel empowered, if you feel like you don't have enough time for health and fitness and just your overall well-being, then that is when you need to take action. That is when you need to reach out to a coach like Courtney to figure out, well, what do you need to do to get better habits in your life, better nutrition in your life, and then the feeling of accomplishment. Because in life, we all seek personal growth, i.e. accomplishment, but yet not many people are willing to do the work in order to get it. But when you do the work, great things and prosperity start to begin to enter your life. For the majority of people in the world, they just accept what they get. But I do not want you to accept normal. I don't want you to accept the mundane. I want you to start to seek greatness and excellence and feeling 100% once again. Because health is not only going to be how you feel today versus how you felt the other day. You need to say, how can I make sure I'm always in the best possible shape, always in the best possible mindset? Because that's going to lead to more energy, more fulfillment, and better results in your day. Sometimes you just need a push. You just need some guidance along the way. And that is why a coach is going to be essential for that journey. My name is Michael Rearden. I'm a mindset coach. If you have any questions, email me coachinginsession@gmail.com. And I'll see everyone on the next episode of Coaching in Session. Until then, everyone take care.